Hello there crafty friends, and welcome to another tutorial for a kit that I've put together for you to make up. Today's kit is, let me move these out of the way, is a sewing kit, and you've also got some books, sewing books that go with it. So I'll just bring this up a little bit so you can see in detail what we're doing. Sorry, I'm not very good with the camera. Okay, so that's what you're going to be making today, and let's get started. So firstly, find your sticker sheet. Here it is. And as with previous kits, I recommend that you spray this with a matte varnish. So this is printed on a matte paper. And matte varnish just helps prevent it getting scratched while you're making it. Also protects it a little bit from moisture, and as we live in a humid country, that's probably quite useful. And also stops discoloration and fading. So today I've used this one, which is called, let me hold it under there so you can see it. Oh, you can't see it. Crystal Coat Matte Varnish. The only really important bit is the matte, because you don't want it shiny. Okay, that's that. So let's get going. With your kit you'll also get lots of bits of card which are all cut out and ready for you. So I suggest you sort them out into their appropriate sizes, and that makes your life just a little bit easier. I'll start with the book cards and we'll get those ready and together. Obviously you need some glue for this job. So I've got my trusty, whatever it is, Aleene's Turbo Tacky Glue, which is my absolute favourite. And for the books you just put all the pieces of paper together and you run a line of glue. You can push them together a bit. So we run a line of glue, if it wants to come out, along the seam, and then you push it in. You probably can't see this very well. Ooh, let me just do it that way. So you push your glue in. It definitely doesn't want to come out. It knows I'm talking. There you go. So we've run a bit of glue along there, and you can do it with your finger or you can do it with something to push it in. I've got one of these, what is it? It's a sort of silicone tool for smudging it in. There we go, and it just gets pushed all the way in like that. Once you've done that and you've got plenty of glue on there, you just put a clip on it, and let me put the clip on, and you leave it to dry while you're doing other things. So let's put the clip on the back of it so it will squish together a little bit like that. I sometimes give it another little wipe at this moment in time. I do quite often use my fingers, but I'll be good today and I'll not use my fingers. I'll just show you where I'm putting that glue there. So you've got a nice line of glue. Okay, put that away. Next job that we're going to do is put together, I'll show you how to put together one of the little patterns. They're really the pattern case, or whatever you'd call it. I suppose it would just be a pattern. Alright, so we're going to put this, I'll peel off one here, and you need to find 3 of these small pieces. I really apologise, but my camera focuses and then loses focus, so I'll try not to move around too much, but it doesn't always work. So you want 3 of these pieces. They're the slightly bigger than the book one. 3 of those, and you just put it there. Hope you can see that all right. So you put those there like that, and then fold over the sides first. So she's dead easy. It wants to misbehave now. As you know, with all things miniature, life is never simple, is it? There we go, we just squish them in a little bit. Fold over the sides first. Hope you can see all right. Sides first, there we go. Then the back, like this. Squish it down, and then you just fold the top over. So there we've got one of those. Oh, can you see? Sorry, wiggled it again. So there's one of the dress patterns done for you. Next job. Now I'm going to show you these bits here. This is called, I had to look this up because I knew that what it looked like but didn't know what it was called. This here is a mushroom darning tool. So people used to put their socks over the top where there was a hole, and then they would darn over the top of it. So you will get a piece that looks like this, which is made of clay, and you will get a piece that looks like this, which is also made of clay, and you need to stick one into the other. It's literally that simple. I'm not going to show you that. So you stick it in. When it's nice and dry, you can then paint that with some acrylic paint and put some varnish on it if you want to. If you're going to use varnish on top of clay, it needs to be Vimo or Sculpey varnish designed for clay. If you use, I've heard people say, "Oh, just put a bit of nail varnish on." If you put nail varnish on, in 6 months' time, it will be sticky and then dust will stick to it. So I wouldn't advise putting nail varnish on top. Okay, next thing now. So we have some fabric which you're going to use to make these rolls of fabric that you can see there, and it is really just a case of putting some glue on and rolling them up. So it will just be fold them over, and then roll them up over the top of. I'm putting some I'll put you in a cotton bud so that you can just roll it over the top and then tie it off with some tape. So that's pretty simple. Putting the buttons on, this is what involves quite a lot of swearing. I'll just say that now. So inside you will have some tiny cards. Come on, you focus on the cards. And some very tiny buttons which will be in a plastic bag. So you just have to stick them on like these ones, but they are quite fiddly. Oh, for goodness sake, stop it. Let's try that again. So the buttons you just have to stick on like that onto the cards. The next bit I'm going to show you how to do is quite a lot of the rest of it is fairly self-explanatory, except when it comes to making the tray. So I'm going to show you the tray. So here's your tray that you're going to make, and the bits are in there for that. So there's some wooden pieces. Now I have a lovely tool here, which is, I'm going to show you this. This is a chopper which will cut through your wood, and the great thing about this is it does it at a 45-degree angle. And what you can see I've done is I've cut this one. Let's see if it will show up. Let's move that out of the way. So what I've done is cut this. You really can't see it, can you? Let me just see if it'll behave. No, it's not going to behave. Okay, there we go, we've got it. So this is cut on a 45-degree angle, so that when you come to make this, you can, if you look, you can see I've angled the corners at 45 degrees. So when you use this mitre saw, you can do that, or if that's too complicated, you can just actually stick them in straight lines and cut off the ends and have end corners just like squared off. So you would have one that way, and then you would have, you know, cut the ends off and have them just match up. So that's how you make the tray. Then there's a piece of material to go over the top of the tray, and you can stick this down and then you've got a space to arrange all your goodies in your little tray there. So there's only one more thing to do, and this will be new for some people. So if you can see the tiny cotton reels here, let me just get it to play ball again. There we go. So you should be able to see the little cotton reels there. Just turn it around a little bit as well. So to do those, you're going to use what's called a water slide decal. Those are already done. They'll be in a little packet. So let's have a look at the little packet there. Oh, where have you gone? There you go. There you go. Never worked with children, animals or cameras, I think. There we go. So there's those. So these are not normal stickers. These are water slide stickers. So if you haven't used them before, I'm going to show you how to do that. It's really easy. Right. So for water slide, as the name suggests, you need water. There's my little thing of water. Now I'll get one of these to stick on. Excuse me, that's me just dropping things on the floor. And I'll get some of the water slide stickers. I might do the bigger ones because that'll be a little bit easier to see, I hope. So here I have 2 of these very small stickers, which I'm going to put in the water and give them a little poke. They need to stay in there for about 30 seconds. They don't need very long. And then you want to find your cotton reels, which will be in your kit. And I've just conveniently lost mine. There they are. So the cotton reels come in 2 parts. There we go. Ooh, if I can get them apart. I've done them together, that's very silly. So you just clip them together. Can we see it? There we go. So this is what these look like. We just clip them together. They make a little click. By the time you've done that, your water slide decal will be ready to come out of the water. So you put it and scoop it off to the side. So it's now upside down. There we are. And now what I'm going to do is slide the top of it off. So now you've got 2 bits. Now this is the top here and that's the bottom. Once you've done that, you find your cotton reel and you put it on top, the sticky one, and it will slide onto your cotton reel like that. Now it's not very straight, but what you do next is you grab yourself a baby wipe or a wet tissue. If it's not wet enough, just give it a little dab in there, and then I really can't show you this very well, but you use your damp tissue to move the water slide decal around until you're happy with its position. If you don't use wet, sometimes if you're not wet, so if you've got really dry fingers or something, it will just stick to your fingers and then you've lost it. I'm going to put some extras in with your kit so that if they do get all scrunched up and go horribly wrong, you've got a few spares to play with. Okay, that's it. Now you can, let's show you, oh, it's gone again, that you can put then a sealer over the top of this. These ones seem to stick quite well to the metal, but I haven't tested them long term. So if you want to put a little bit of Mod Podge or you've probably got some sort of gloss clear sealer that you could put on. You probably could use clear nail varnish for these. You can put over the top. That will just stop the risk of them falling off at a later date. Alright, so really I think that's it. With the books, which I'll just do the books and show you those. So you've got a piece of paper that the book is going to go on. Where's my books gone? I've dropped them on the floor. Ooh, old lady. Right, so let's take one of the stickers for the book. Let's go for this one because it's my favourite. So you stick your piece of paper your book cover onto the backing like this, and then you fold it in half, and I usually use a metal ruler which I've conveniently left. Oh no, there it is, hang on, there it is, found the metal ruler. So you fold the book spine over the metal ruler like this. These are brilliant for this because they've just got a nice clean edge. And then, there we go. And then you pull off, because you've already made this, you pull off the right amount of pages for your book, because this will be all nicely stuck together. And you can just pull these off. There we go. And then stick that inside your book. One thing I've just remembered that I didn't tell you how to do was this gorgeous, swearing a lot when I did this, pin cushion. So let me just put it there so you can get my lovely camera to focus on it. There we go. So this is a very, very small pin cushion, and the pin cushion itself is made of wax. I get wax seals that I do for other things. The pins are made of wax too. So what you want to do, come back, camera's not following it anymore. So what you want to do with that, and I'll see if I can zoom in a little bit on it, is get to do the pin cushion. There is the pin cushion and there is its friend. So for the pin cushion, which is made from wax, as are the pins, you're going to need something sharp to make holes in your pin cushion. I have this, which is, I got these I think from Temu. They're dental instruments, so if you don't like the dentist you can use a needle instead. So they're quite sharp, and what you do is you literally put a hole in. I'm going to put a hole in there, in the wax, like so. Pull it out. So now we've got a hole in it, and we're going to put in, where's my pins? Find a pin. Find a pin. I'll do it with a white one so that you can see against the red. So I also use, you'll like these are some very, very nice tweezers. They're called Artery forceps because they are used in operating theatres, and they click together really. There's the end of them and they click together so they can hold things like arteries that you don't really want falling apart in the middle of an operation. But for our purposes they're brilliant. You can also get these on Temu. So I'm going to pick up a pin with my Artery forceps, and I'm going to show you how I've got it held. Where are we? Let's see if it'll focus on. Oh, don't you love it when things don't work for you? Come on, focus on. It's trying to focus on it. Okay, I'll speed this bit up so that after 10 minutes of fiddling with it, there we go. Right, now we have it. So I've got the pin, as you can see, held in with the Artery forceps. Now that makes life really easy when you then go to put it in, because it's lost it again, hasn't it? You do not want to push on the top here. Let me show you where. On that bit. Because if you push really hard on that, the wax will go through that and probably stab your finger. So better to hold on to it with something really. Now let's see if we can actually, I'll tell you what, there's moments where you just go, why am I trying to video this? It would have been much easier. So I'm going to put my finger on it and I'm going to push the pin into the piece of wax, and I really hope that that makes sense. Then I let go and there we go, it's in. There we go. And so then you just do that with all your pins and you end up with a beautiful pin cushion like this, and I hope you don't swear as much as I did when I was first making it. So then I think we've done pretty much everything. There's a little, there's a small, what's that thing called? Thimble, that's it, thimble in there as well, which you can just stick down. It's made with clay, but it's quite cute, isn't it? I quite like it, obviously, otherwise I wouldn't have made it, would I? So ladies and gentlemen and others, can't even say that now, can you? There's your beautiful kit that you've made. I hope you really enjoy making it, and I'll see you again soon with another tutorial. Happy crafting!